Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Tammy Slaton needs to start being selfish and put herself first. Tammy Slaton has a pretty big revelation during tonight's episode of 1,000 Pounds, Sisters. She admits she knows she needs to start being selfish and put herself first. This revelation comes after Tammy clues her brother Chris Combs in on the drama surrounding her and her ex-boyfriend Philip. Tammy Slaton knows she needs to start being selfish. During tonight's episode, Chris Combs and Tammy Slaton have an appointment with Dr. Smith. Prior to leaving for the commute to their appointment, Tammy tells her brother she has something she needs to tell him. She reveals that she's been having some drama swirling between her and her ex-boyfriend Philip. According to Tammy, Philip and his friends have been calling and harassing her. She explained the details of the harassment in the previous episode. Chris tells her that her only options are to change her phone number and move. He, however, tells her it would also be helpful if she got off those BBW lover websites and focused on loving herself instead. Speaking to the producer during a confessional, Tammy Slaton acknowledges she knows she needs to start being selfish and putting herself first. She acknowledges she needs to stop letting men that fetishize her into her life and then putting them before herself and her needs. This is what her family has wanted since she dated both Jerry Sykes and Philip Redmond. 1,000 Pounds, Sisters fans think she's hysterical. In the comments of a video featuring the clip where Tammy and Chris have this conversation, fans were quick to react. They admit they had a hard time seeing and hearing past Tammy, saying she was going to start being selfish. Many fans questioned when exactly Tammy Slaton wasn't being selfish. Other fans called attention to the fact that Philip's baby mama, as well as another anonymous source, came forward to reveal Tammy's version of her relationships with Philip and Jerry were far from accurate. In fact, we've had a few different sources come forward to reveal Tammy and TLC pay these men to be on the show. She tricks them into being in a relationship with her long enough to paint them as a bad guy and paint herself as a victim. Philip, in particular, is being painted as the reason Tammy is not sticking to her diet this season. And, last season the blame was placed on Jerry. 1,000 Pounds. Sisters fans can't help but wonder when Tammy will place the blame on herself. The journey of Tammy Slaton has always been a high-stakes emotional roller coaster, but recent developments, particularly her staggering 500-pound-plus weight loss and her newfound independence, have led to a truly shocking revelation. For the reality star to truly thrive, she now needs to be selfish and put herself first. In a dramatic pivot from the narrative that once defined her, where her self-destructive behaviors were often framed as the epitome of selfishness and a source of family friction, Tammy's post-transformation life now requires a fundamental redefinition of the term selfishness itself. This new, necessary selfishness is about self-care, boundary setting, and prioritizing her own well-being, a concept she now actively champions in her motivational posts, declaring that taking care of yourself isn't selfish, but necessary. Glowing star: the unbelievable transformation. Over 500 pounds lost and a new identity. The scale of Tammy's physical change, losing over 500 pounds from her highest weight of 725 pounds, is a medical milestone that has stunned viewers and even her own family. Her journey included months of supervised nutrition therapy, physical rehabilitation, psychological counseling, and finally bariatric surgery in 2022. By mid-2025, she reached the 500-pound loss mark and has since undergone multiple complex skin removal surgeries in 2024 and 2025 on her face, neck, and body. This immense physical change has ushered in a profound emotional and mental shift. Where she was once described by fans and critics as self-absorbed, manipulative, and emotionally and mentally delayed, her new transformation allows her to articulate her feelings more clearly and promotes a positive outlook. Her slim face and growing confidence are not just cosmetic changes, but symbols of her hard-won independence and renewed zest for life. But this incredible progress has not come without a new kind of drama, a friction that highlights why a new fierce self-focus is essential for her to survive her own success. Collision: the family blow-up, the cost of new boundaries. The most shocking news today is the deepening feud between Tammy and her sister, Amy Slaton. The trailer for the upcoming Season 8 of 1,000 Pounds Sisters reveals that Amy and Tammy are drifting apart. Tammy, now 39, expressed sadness, stating that Amy, 38, used to be my best friend. Amy, through tears, delivered a heartbreaking line. I can't handle her toxic no more. I'm done. The feud, which began with a big blow-up 2 months prior, reportedly stems from Tammy allegedly calling Amy a deadbeat mom to her 2 sons, Gage and Glenn. This is just the latest in a long history of sibling conflict, which some fans suggest has deep roots in a dysfunctional relationship where Amy often played the caretaker role. However, the nature of the current conflict points to a new dynamic. Tammy's newfound personal growth and independence are clashing with the old family system. In the past, Tammy was often the patient, dependent on her siblings for housing, transportation, and daily care. This dependence inadvertently created a victim-slash-hero performance dynamic where her siblings felt burdened, and in return, some were accused of subtly chipping away at Tammy's self-confidence. Now, Tammy is physically capable of more. She can sit in a car seat unassisted for the first time in 15 years, she no longer needs assistance to walk, and she is giving motivational advice to followers. This new version of Tammy is trying to set healthy, adult boundaries, and sometimes those boundaries look a lot like saying no to the enabling and demanding relationships. Selfishness is now being weaponized by both sides. Past selfishness. Her old selfishness was characterized by emotional immaturity, manipulative tactics, and a feeling of entitlement to her family's servitude and care, refusing to help herself because she preferred having her siblings work for her. New selfishness. Self-care, the kind of selfishness she advocates for now, is about protecting her mental health and maintaining the strict discipline that saved her life. It's about declining emotionally taxing situations, prioritizing her diet and exercise routine over family drama, and choosing her own peace. For Tammy to maintain her 500-pound loss, she must prioritize her personal health structure over her family's comfort or expectations, even if that means drifting apart from a sister who is struggling to adjust to their new dynamic. Sparkling heart, a necessary evil. Why selfishness is her only way forward. Tammy's life-saving transformation required more than just a diet. It demanded a complete reconstruction of her emotional reality. Her therapy helped her confront emotional eating, binge patterns, and depression, forcing her to sit with the pain that food once numbed. To undo decades of self-destructive coping mechanisms, she must now adopt an unwavering, almost fierce commitment to herself. 1. The filling your cup philosophy, Tammy's own words. You deserve to be cared for by you, and the principle that you have to fill your cup first, perfectly encapsulate her necessary self-focus. She knows that falling back into old habits, often triggered by stress, guilt, and the demands of others, is a death sentence. Her life is now her responsibility, and that means being selfish about her time, her energy, and her recovery process. 2. Breaking the codependency cycle. For years, the Slaton family unit was defined by codependency. Tammy's extreme weight made her the central focus and main source of drama, giving her siblings a shared perpetual mission to save Tammy. Now that she has saved herself, the system is unstable. Amy and the others must find their own purpose outside of their role as Tammy's caretakers. Tammy's selfishness is actually the catalyst for all of them to build independent, healthier lives. She cannot allow herself to be dragged back into the drama that defined their past relationship. 3. The risk of backslide. Viewers who have followed the journeys of other bariatric patients know the incredible risk of relapse. Tammy's body has been altered, but her emotional mind is still in recovery. Any situation that causes her extreme stress or makes her feel like a victim again, a role she has shed, poses a threat to her progress. By being selfish, she is simply using the therapeutic tools she learned to protect her recovery. The verdict: a new, stronger Tammy. The shocking news of Tammy Slaton isn't just the sibling feud. It's the profound shift in her character that makes the feud inevitable. She is no longer the dependent, defiant sister who would refuse a powered wheelchair and throw tantrums. She is a woman who fought for her life and won, losing over 500 pounds and gaining the maturity to articulate her needs. The current family tension is a painful, but necessary, byproduct of her success. For Tammy Slaton, being selfish is the ultimate act of self-love and the only way to ensure her survival. She must prioritize the new, healthy self she worked so hard to create over the comfort of the old toxic dynamic. The world is now watching to see if her family can evolve to meet the new Tammy, or if her commitment to putting herself first will cost her the very relationships she once depended on. Her journey is no longer about losing weight, it's about preserving her life, and sometimes preservation demands a radical commitment to self.